Chapter 2. Accused who was never guilty. There are wounds deeper than scars. Not the kind you see, but the kind you feel, especially when the blade comes from someone you love. Before I ever imagined South Africa, before visions of business or destiny, I was just a boy trying to understand why the one who gave me life believed I was stealing it piece by piece from her home. Day after day, I was accused of taking things I didn't remember touching. She told the family I was the thief. The whispers began to spread. My name was no longer my own. I tried to ask questions, to plead, to understand, but she had already made her decision. No one would help me. She told them not to. And so, I stopped asking. My school life crumbled. My focus vanished. My heart shut down. I could no longer feel my mother's love. Instead, I felt like a stranger in my own home, like an intruder, an enemy. And that kind of heartbreak, it doesn't show up on report cards, but it leaves its marks. The depression was heavy. I lived in a house where I couldn't defend myself. My silence became my prison. And even though I knew deep inside that I wasn't guilty, the constant pressure made me question my own memory. How could I be stealing if I don't remember stealing? But no answer came. Then my aunt came to visit from South Africa. And for the first time in years, I felt a version of my mother's love, but it came through someone else. That visit became my door of escape. I followed her back, not just looking for a new life, but searching for peace. At first, life in South Africa felt like freedom. I began working as a gardener for an Indian family. They trusted me deeply, so much so that whenever they left the country, they gave me the keys to their house. For 3 weeks, I cared for their home daily, checking on everything with full responsibility. Nothing ever went wrong. But something strange happened. The night they returned from holiday, someone tried to break into their house. Then again the next night. And again. 3 times. But only when they were home. Never when I was there alone. That told me something. It was as if God was confirming something to me. Your presence brought protection. Your spirit brought peace. That moment changed me. It was the first time I understood that sometimes your absence can reveal your worth more than your presence ever could. I eventually left that job and began working at a shop. That's where a moment I'll never forget took place. One Sunday back, when I still wasn't attending church regularly, I sold a cigarette to a man. We stood outside the shop in silence for a while. Then he looked at me and said, "God loves you." Simple words. But they struck me. I didn't know it then, but they were the beginning of something bigger. I had been accused of things I didn't do. I had been misunderstood, abandoned, and nearly forgotten. But I was never alone. Never without direction. Never without love. God's love found me through a man with a cigarette, through dreams of love and destiny, through the peace I carried into a stranger's home, and even through danger I never saw coming. And now, looking back, I see it all clearly. I was never guilty. I was simply being refined. As I reflect on my journey, I realize that the accusations and misunderstandings were not only about me, they were mirrors of the fears, insecurities, and pain carried by others. I had unknowingly become a reflection of what they didn't want to face within themselves. But I didn't let their perceptions define me. I learned to forgive, to let go, and to move forward. I discovered that true strength doesn't come from being immune to pain, it comes from facing it head on. I learned to confront my fears, to question my doubts, and to seek answers within myself. The journey wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Every step I took, every decision I made, brought me closer to understanding the purpose behind my experiences. My story isn't just about the wrongs done to me, it's about the resilience I discovered. It's about the love that found me when I least expected it. It's about how I turned pain into wisdom, and how my scars became maps, not wounds. The recurring dreams, the strange encounters, the moments of peace and danger, all of these shaped my understanding of God's love. It's a love that transcends circumstances. A love that sees beyond what people say, beyond what they believe. A love that speaks directly to the heart. I've come to see that my trials were necessary, not just for my growth but for my awakening. They taught me to trust, to have faith, to believe that no pain is wasted when it's in God's hands. Even in the darkest moments, there was always light. Even in the silence, there was always a whisper. And even in isolation, I was being guided. My journey hasn't been without its challenges, but it's in those challenges that I've found strength. I've learned to rely on inner resilience, to trust my instincts, and to believe in my purpose. And I've discovered that the greatest rewards often lie just beyond the edge of pain, beyond the place where you think you can't go any further. I've learned that life is not about destinations. It's about the path. The slow, unfolding road where we discover who we really are. It's a journey of transformation, of becoming, of remembering. I've learned to appreciate the quiet moments, the unseen protection, the stillness of the night. It's in those spaces where I found healing, wisdom, and clarity. And I've come to realize I'm not the only one. Many have walked similar paths. Many have been misunderstood, wrongly accused, forgotten, and underestimated. And it's in sharing our stories that we heal. It's in our vulnerability that we find strength. It's in our truth that we find each other. As I look to the future, I'm not afraid. I'm excited. Excited to grow, to discover, to love, to lead, to teach, to see how God's love will continue to guide me, surprise me, challenge me, and bless me. Life is unpredictable. It bends and twists in unexpected ways. But I've learned to trust the turns, to embrace the mystery, because it's in the unknown that I've found the most beautiful parts of myself, the most divine encounters, the deepest wisdom. In the end, the greatest redemption came not from being proven right, but from knowing I never needed to be. I was never defined by what they said. I was defined by what I survived. And now, I carry no bitterness, only gratitude. For every scar, every silence, every storm. Because they didn't break me, they made me.